And first, I got to start with the jacket.
Hot Sam's, Detroit, Michigan, stand
come in with
up.
confidence.
Yeah, this is what we're doing this year. We got the cream rocking live. Feeling good.
You did it with the players. This was a team effort.
They, my guys out of Detroit at Hot Sam's take care of me. I don't know where they got their stuff, but they're looking good.
Okay, fair enough. How do you look in comparison to your players? Are you able to rock that the way that your players are?
They look incredible. I come to an interview and I'm on my way.
Yeah, well, you're doing a pretty good job at your day job. I know things certainly trending in the right direction. So as you're on this upward trajectory, as a coach, what are the barometers that you're looking at to make sure that you're not just on that trajectory, but it is headed in that way that you're not going to plateau anytime soon?
I've got a great staff, done a great job recruiting. I think we can develop players. The kids we have done an unbelievable job of building a culture where top talent wants to come. I think the next couple of years, it looks like we've got back-to-back top 5 classes coming in. The kids who have come in have developed. They've gone on and done some amazing things. Really good kids. Come early, stay late, work hard. And I got a staff that I can trust, a team that I can trust, and they love to compete.
That recruiting piece and the difference and the reception that I'm sure that you're getting now as opposed to 5 years ago after winning like this, does it feel like night and day when you're on the recruiting trail?
I just think we've done a really good job of identifying the kind of kid that is an Indiana Hoosier. And we've brought in kids who have a really good feel for, they're not entitled, they grind, they work, they care. Like I said, they're in early and they stay late. I think in this day and age, you want to find people that care deeply about the game and they love each other and they want to compete for each other. My mentor always used to say, I don't care who plays. I just want everyone pulling the rope the same way, and we've got to be in the gym doing what we're supposed to be doing, and that's being serious about our approach and working really hard.
And in today's day and age of not just volleyball, but college sports, stability is a word that we don't hear a lot, but it's remarkably important to teams. I know after last season, you signed an extension in January designed to keep you in Bloomington for 5 more years. How does that kind of stability allow you to do the job that you want to do without having to worry too far in the future about what's next?
Yeah, it starts with the administration and Scott Dolson and their vision, their shared vision for where volleyball in Indiana should go. When I took the job, I thought I had a rightful place to be an elite program in the country. We have a long way to go. I've got a ton of respect for the Big Ten. I've been in and around it since the late 90s. So I know how good people are. I know how hard they work. But I'm really, really bullish on where we're headed. I think we're just scratching the surface of where it's going to go over the next few years. And as you'll see today, we got some amazing student athletes who love their experience at Indiana.
If someone's watching your program for the first time and your program and your team is playing at its best in a set or in an entire match, what does it look like for you?
When we walk in the door to when we leave, we want to fight you. I think that's number one. We're going to compete like crazy. We're one of the better serving teams in the country, and that comes back to having some kids who are just gifted with arm talent and the ability to move the ball around. We've got a great libero, we've got a great setter, and we got a bunch of kids who can put the ball away. It's a good formula. So if we can put service pressure on the top teams and make it uncomfortable, we can be in some matches. When I took the job, they were pretty much last in the Big Ten. We were 6th last year. It's trending in the direction we all want it to go. And it starts and ends with just having great people in the gym. And that's the thing I'm most excited about. You want to find a group of people that you're excited to compete with. And I'm really blessed right now. This group is so much fun to be around. Great kids, good human beings, care about the school, want Indiana to have success. We feel really good.
So what's the best part about your job on an everyday basis?
Working with family. One of my assistant coaches, Kevin, is a college roommate, a 25-year friend. Rachel Morris is our associate head coach and has become family. We work every day. We have fun every day. I think if you ask the players, there's an energy to it. It's young, it's exciting. We've been able to recruit the kind of kids that whether you want to play in the parking lot or on the beach or pitch a net outside, we're playing. And you want to compete, we're ready to compete. So we find those kind of people, get excited about those kind of people, and we have a really good time every day. It's a pretty good time.
Elena and Holly are going to talk to your player reps here coming up in just a bit. If they were to ask them, and maybe they will, about the culture that you just talked about, what do you think your players would say?
I would say tip of the cap to Cam Hayworth and Morgan Geddes and Maddie Saris and Kenzie Daphne and so many of the kids who when I took the job and I said, hey, this is where I want this thing to go, they've done the hard work. As a coach, you're a good coach if you got good players. These guys are great players, but they care. They're really good teammates that care about each other. And now we have the Ramsey Garys of the world and the kids who I think are going to be some of the premier players in the country. that are at Indiana, and we look to bring that type of player in every single year until I'm done.
Ramsey had an amazing freshman season. We don't see a lot of underclassmen, a lot of sophomores come to these events, kind of speak volumes about players when they're here to represent a program. She was all freshman, second team, all-league selection a year ago. She was third league-wide in digs per set as a freshman. That is a kind of a crazy number. What does she provide from the perspective of keeping really well-struck balls in play to then allow you guys to turn defense into offense?
She was really well-trained coming to us. Just spectacular in terms of her development. Her club experience was great. You know, I don't take much credit for her skill development and certainly not her philosophy. I just know if there's a competition in anything, anywhere on the planet, and I got to pick someone, I'm picking Rams. And we're going to go and we're going to compete and we're going to have fun doing it. And I think that type of mentality, and you know, it's Cameron Hayworth as the setter and Ramsey as the libero driving the engine, is we've got a really competitive staff, a really competitive group. And you know, I don't know if we'll win every match. I know we'll compete. And I know we'll have fun competing, and that's what I trust about this group. We're gonna go really hard, find out how good we can be, and if it's good enough, it's good enough. And if not, we'll get right back off the mat and go after it again.
You mentioned the success that you've had in the traditional recruiting areas, but also in the transfer portal. You went there this year. Everybody has to go there, I think, if you want to compete. How do you balance the two recruiting philosophies?
Yeah, I still think you build a program from the grassroots. We want to recruit the best kids in the state and around the state. But you get lucky every once in a while with a kid, and you'll meet Delaynie soon, who's an incredibly special person, a gifted volleyball player. But it's all the other stuff she brings to the table that is really going to affect the program. We want to be a place, you know, again, as my mentor used to say, I don't care who plays. I want to recruit people who want to be competitive. We want good players. We want the gym full of good players. And then at the end of the day, have really good people you want to spend time with.
Delaynie Maple, a four-time beach national champ at USC. Why the right fit for you guys, this program right now?
She was the right fit as a person. You know, like she was a gifted indoor athlete before she went crazy at USC and just decided to win everything. You know, she's a fantastic player, but she's mature. She's been around the block. She's going to be great in the locker room. Players like her, we're not sure how we're going to use her yet. I just know she's going to play. She's going to end up on the court, and she's going to end up affecting us in a positive way. And that's important to me as a coach, to have some kids that you trust. And she's a player that out of the gate, my staff trusts, I trust. She's going to help us like I said earlier, she's going to help us in a million ways. I
mean, you must have done some terrific recruiting and selling. You get somebody to leave this environment that we just saw here playing on the beach to come and play again indoor. That's pretty good stuff. For you, Steve, how do you look at the schedule from a big picture perspective? Because I think if you look at it from the start to the bottom and you try to digest it all, it's maybe just a little too much for everybody to digest in year one. We're not sure how it's all going to work with the travel. Less effect travel-wise on teams like yours, kind of located centrally. But there are so many unknown questions. So how do you approach it as a big picture look at the schedule from the opener to your final Big Ten regular season game?
Every coach will tell you it's the next match on the calendar and the coach speak what you're going to hear. Here's the thing. I wanted to play really good teams in the preseason. We're going to go play Texas at Austin. We're playing Notre Dame. I got a lot of love for Salima and what she's building there. We're playing a home and away. I want to play the best teams and compete against the best teams. And then the travel is the travel. But whether you want to play on a Wednesday night, a Tuesday morning, a Monday afternoon, we don't care. We want to, give us an opportunity to compete, find the best programs in the country, and let us go to work. And that's what we're excited to do and excited to build.
There is a little bit of a balance, though, there, isn't there? Because when you play such a tough non-con, you can play really well, right, and still lose a couple of matches.
Sure.
And if you schedule a little bit too difficult in the non-con and you finish sub 500 in the non-con, you come into this league and you got to go above 500 just to get that NCAA invite because of the NCAA rule that you have to be 500 or better. What conversations do you think coaches and maybe the AVCA need to have about that as we get into leagues that are as big and as strong as the Big Ten has now become?
Yeah, this has always been a topic, the 500 rule and who you're playing and RPI and the metrics. I think the number one thing is get good. Get good, stay good, beat good teams. You do those things, and at the end of the day, you're not as worried. This is my third rebuild. This is, I feel, the closest we've been to really having traction to be able to make a run here for the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years. That's what we're excited about, and we can only control what we can control. So the West Coast teams are phenomenal. So many good Big Ten teams in the conference. It's an honor. It's a privilege. A day like today, the last couple of days with Media Days, is shining a light on incredible young people. And we're going to take care of Indiana. We're going to work really hard at Indiana, and it'll be good enough or it won't be. But we're going to train hard, we'll compete, and we'll have fun doing it.
One game is not a true litmus test. It's not a big enough sample size for you to say, I know this about my team. But when you do take a team to play a defending national champion like Texas, who is expected to be in the mix once again, win or lose, what do you as a coach and as a coaching staff want to take away from a match like that?
Well, we're a little bit more veteran now than we've been, but I think playing in big environments, you become more comfortable in big environments. So I think they'll have a great crowd. It'll be a national TV match. It's a team that we have a ton of respect for, and they'll play. You know, the other side of it is that we can serve and we can pass, and we play fast and we're aggressive. And, you know, there's no one on the schedule that I'm like, hey, there's no chance of winning a match. The goal is to go and compete. I think Texas knows that. They respect what we're building. They're really good people, and they've done a good job. But for us, if we play well, if we play fast, if we serve the ball how I think we can serve the ball, we're going to be in a lot of matches, and it'll come down to one or two swings like it always does. And my hope is that a few of the upperclassmen are ready to take on the challenge of burying a ball and finding a few wins for us.
All right, finally, Steve, before you go, I do want to talk about your opening weekend in the Big Ten, because you, along with Ohio State, are the two programs that travels west. Very first weekend. You have Oregon and Washington. I believe Washington first, and then Oregon the second game of that set. I would think that this is a nice time to make that West Coast road trip, to do it early and almost look at it. It is a conference game for sure, but almost look at it as if this is an old schedule and we're finishing up with a non-league trip out there before we get into Big Ten play.
Yeah, I've got good memories of Seattle. We won the national championship there in 2013 when I was at Penn State. And then in 2014, I took a team out there and they beat us up pretty good. So they're exceptional. A great program. I think it'll be interesting to travel in between the two cities. I think it'll be interesting in general just to get a taste of historically good programs that now, you know, the Pac-12 was great and they had really good teams, very good coaches. I just think the grind of the day in and day out, the teams that people think aren't that good in the Big Ten are exceptional, and they'll beat you if you don't play well, and you got to do it over 10 weeks.
Steve Aird, Indiana head coach. Steve, truly appreciate the time. I expect to see you rocking that drip throughout the course of at least a couple of times. You can't just show it off once, you know.
I'm going to try my best, man. It's
all right.
Not my wheelhouse, but I'll try my best.
All right, good stuff. Well, I'll show you a little bit more of Indiana's schedule. Mention that Texas game, of course. It'll be an early season barometer, no question, and the first road trip in conference play. But the home schedule is awesome. How about getting Penn State, Wisconsin, and Purdue in your own gym in the same season? Awesome stuff to look forward to from Indiana. All right, Elena, Holly, now Steve said we can compare his look with the cream to the players' look in the cream. So why don't we start by doing exactly that?
They all look pretty fabulous to me.
They did color coordinate, I think.
We did. Not on purpose.
Not really.
No.
You guys are
Not
all
planned.
on the same wavelength.
Well, the outfits look fantastic. And Holly and I are so excited to have you guys here. Last but certainly not least, Delaynie Maple, Ramsey Gary from Indiana Volleyball. Welcome to Big Ten Media Days. This is your last station of the day. What has been your favorite part so far of being part of this experience?
That's a good question. So many things.
Yeah, I love the On Her Turf and talking a little bit about the Olympics and all of that, but I think it's just been really cool meeting a lot of people within the Big Ten. I feel like a lot of times as players, we don't get to see the background of everything, so I think it's cool to just see a lot of the people that are huge puzzle pieces to, you know, how big the Big Ten is.
Yeah, and they're so nice. No one has been so rude to us. They've been so helpful, so yeah, it's been really cool.
Delaney, you have spent 4 years, well, probably growing up on the beach every summer in the sand. This summer was different. How is that adjustment going from beach to indoor?
It was really difficult at first. I've been playing for probably almost like 3 months now, since I gave myself like a week off after NCAAs, and then I went right back in the gym, and I felt like Bambi in the beginning. I kind of was like, why did I do this? This is so hard. But now with the help of them, we got to campus around June 1st, so I've been able to train with them. They've been so helpful. Ramsey's been a huge piece of helping me learn how to pass again, helping me learn to dive. I had the yips about diving. I could not get on the ground. I'm so used to super nice sand, so it was hard at first, but it's been so rewarding. Everybody's been so helpful, and I'm stoked to be in the Midwest, try something new, but it's been really fun.
She's been amazing.
Winning 4 national championships at USC on the beach, what do you bring to this program?
I am hoping I bring experience in leadership. I think I've been put in a lot of really stressful situations on the beach and a lot of big games, which were really tough when I was a freshman, really tough as a sophomore, but I feel like I grew and I understood how to play in those moments. So thankfully we get to play some incredible teams, and we'll probably be put in a lot of those stressful situations again. So I hope I can help the team, learn how to move through those and how to succeed out of those, but also just helping on the leadership side. I was lucky enough to be a captain a couple years there, and I've learned a lot. So hopefully I can help share, but I hope to make an impact this year, but I also hope to make an impact like 5 years from now and have them still use little tactics that we're learning this year. But it's been a blast. Everybody's been so open, and it's been so fun.
Ramsey, this has been a program on the rise, and you were a huge part of that last season with a breakout freshman season, all conference, and you just really were demanding that backcourt. What can you tell us about your experience in your first season and what you're looking to bring into this next season?
My first season was a dream, honestly. Like, I can't remember a lot of things. It was a dream. My team helped me so much through it all. Coming in, I really didn't know what to expect, so they helped me along the way. They kind of had a path for me to go through, so yeah, I give it all to my team.
We just heard Coach Aird say that you are one of the most competitive people, and if he had to pick a competitor, he was going to go with you. That's a pretty big compliment. Where does that competitive fire come from?
Definitely my family. I grew up with 4 siblings, so having a big family, I wanted to beat them all. I was the youngest, so I kind of got bullied, quote unquote. But I'm thankful for them, truly. My parents, a huge part of it, and why I'm so competitive today.
You had an incredible summer with USA in the gym. How much confidence did that give you heading into the season?
So much confidence. I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I definitely grew my leadership role there, so it was truly an amazing opportunity to have, and definitely some things I'll take back to our court.
Obviously a couple new faces in the gym, Delaynie, you being one of them, but what's the culture look like right now? If we were to come into Indiana Volleyball's gym, what do we expect to see?
I would say we're hungry. We're ready to win. We had a lot to prove last year, and I think we did do that. We didn't make the tournament, but I think it's going to be a different story this year. I think we're just hungry and ready to win.
Yeah, I think not being there last year and understanding how their season ended last year and how close they were. And I mean, from the jump, first day, it was all in, and it's really cool to see every single player, not even just the starting lineup, everybody's so all in. Everybody's been grinding every day. Everybody's totally been going in their roles and helping everybody. Our freshmen are incredible. They're great people, but they're phenomenal volleyball players too, which has been so fun. I kind of feel like I'm a freshman with them, so it's been really fun to learn with them. But I feel like we're hungry. We're super gritty. I mean, the team works so hard. I haven't left a practice not being able to feel my legs, and it gets gnarly, but it's super different from what I'm used to, but in a great way, and I'm super excited to fight with this team.
On that different note, how has it been being in the Midwest for the summer?
Yeah, it's been very different. I found lightning bugs, which is really fun. I experienced my first storm. Deer. I've been seeing there's deer in my front yard, which I'm not used to. Humidity is new, which we're not used to in Southern California. So a lot of new things, but very exciting. And I'm very nervous, but excited for my first winter. Don't know what that's gonna look like for me, but I only have to do it one time. So I'm super excited. The summer has been, I didn't realize how many things I didn't experience in Southern California, which was honestly a huge reason why I came to IU. I wanted to kind of broaden my horizon a bit. I'm born and raised in Southern California. I never left, which I'm super thankful for, but I'm very stoked to have a year to try something new, learn a lot of things from them. It's been nice having a bunch of girls who are born and raised in Indiana because they know how to do it, and they've been helping me out, so it's been really fun though.
Coach talked about surrounding himself with competitive people, from the coaching staff to all the players. What is that going to look like this season in the gym?
I think definitely coming into this summer, we were eager to get back into the gym. We didn't like how our season ended last year, so I think we're just ready to compete with everyone. I love all the group of girls that we have right now. I'm excited to go into the gym every single day, which is rare to have, so I think it's just cool to see.
Yeah, great people. They make it so easy. I feel like that's something I learned at SC, is it's all about the people. A few people that encourage you to be there, it makes it so easy, especially on the hard days. And they've made it such an easy transition for me. And I know I've talked to a lot of the freshmen, the same thing for them. So they make it so enjoyable. And we haven't even started with the coaches yet, so I'm super excited to be with them and learn from them and finally get coached by Kevin and Rachel, who I've known for a lot of my life. So I'm super excited.
Have there been any aspects of your game that you guys have been focusing on? Delaynie, I'm sure coming to the indoor, just probably all of it, but anything specific? And then same for you, Ramsey. I'd love to hear from both of you.
Yeah, just not playing in wind and not playing in sand has been an adjustment, but I've been loving serving because I don't have to worry about those aspects, which usually are really big. So I've been trying to mess with the topspin, a bunch of different stuff, which has been a blast. But now that I'm finally getting comfortable going on the ground, defense has been a blast and like figuring all that out. But it's been so rewarding. Like it's coming from a point in my game in beach where I was feeling really confident, going to something where it's ground zero. It's been so fun learning new things every day, and it kind of made me take a step back and realize like how cool it is that I have this opportunity to learn from them and kind of just test my waters again in indoor. But it's been a blast. They've been so helpful.
Yeah, I've definitely been focusing on little things like leadership and having more confidence. I think as a freshman, I was trying to like make my way through it, kind of keeping above waters, but definitely confidence has been a huge thing this summer for me, and out of system's been a huge thing, so now I have my thumb back, so now I can actually use my hands, so that's been a huge thing.
Delaney, on the beach, it's just you and another player. Obviously, you're part of a bigger team, but how much fun is it to be like giving 5 to everybody after a great play, and everybody's involved?
Yeah, that was honestly one of the biggest reasons I wanted to come back. I loved being a part of a team, but I wanted to be a part of a team with 5 other people again. And it's so like there'll be plays where I don't even touch a ball for 3 points, but it's like the celebrations are insane. She's hilarious when we were celebrating. Like just figuring out people's personalities, it's so funny. I've been figuring out what my celebrations are, but it's rewarding seeing people, you know, work on so many different things, seeing them train, and then when we play in little matches or scrimmages during practice and seeing it work and like getting excited for them. Because usually it's just me and another person, and who I played with the past 2 years, I've known her forever, and it's like you know her for the back of your hand. And then going to 5 people who I just met 2 months ago, it's like a full 180, but it's been a blast, and figuring the celebrations out have been so funny.
We've learned a little bit about your culture already at Indiana Volleyball, but do you guys have any pillars or mottos, anything you got on that whiteboard or in the locker room that kind of drives your program every day, or just go out and compete?
It changes.
It changes a lot. We actually haven't picked out our word this season. We usually pick out a word every season, so we haven't done that yet. This summer, it was boom.
Yeah, which is funny.
That?
Well, on the wall going to locker room, it's entitled to nothing, grateful for everything, which was like fully like a 180 for me, because that was our high school mantra all throughout my high school indoor. Yeah. So I'll never forget walking into that gym for my visit and seeing that, and I was like, oh, it's meant to be. But I feel like we're figuring out what our word is this year and what, you know, mantra we want to go with. But it's definitely a gritty group, so I feel like it's going to be
have
something.
Fun, gritty, compete.
Totally.
Yeah.
Delaney, you haven't played in a lot of indoor venues at all as a collegiate athlete. What venues are you looking forward to competing in the Big Ten?
That's a good question. I'm excited to go out to Washington and Oregon and go somewhat closer to home on the West Coast, which will be a blast. But I'm super excited to play in Nebraska. I think that'll be an amazing opportunity. But honestly, I'm just excited to go to a bunch of states I've never been to, like going to Minnesota or going, you know, to Nebraska. I'm really excited to play at Purdue. I think that'll be a super cool game. We get to play in their bigger gym, and coming from a rivalry like USC and UCLA, I know this is just like it. So I can't wait to be in that atmosphere again and play in that competitive energy again.
Any matches you're most looking forward to, or venues you want to play in?
Mackey's going to be fun. I grew up watching basketball. We're a basketball family, so I grew up in Mackey Arena, so it's going to be cool.
Well, we can't wait to watch you play this season. Thank you so much, Delaney and Ramsey. This has been so much fun talking with you all. Good luck this season.
Thank you.